All right, we're back again. This is going to be Game 2 of the Helios eSports and Logitech Gaming Season 1 tournament brought to you by Logitech G, or Logitech Gaming, as well as GameVox Audio. And we're back at it again, and we've kind of had a bit of a swap here. Ryu Boris has opted to step out, and now joining me for game number 2 is the devilishly handsome and well-dressed Greg, what is hip? Greg, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I just casted some collegiate Dota, and
how was that?
Now I'm casting some. It was pretty good, actually. I'm always constantly impressed. The level of play always exceeds my expectations. So I'll be back at that tomorrow night. I'm also casting tomorrow morning, very early. So
yeah, good for you. I don't know, man. 8 in the morning
we'll
to
see.
Cast a game. This is me 8 in the morning. Early. Hey, everybody, how's it going? You guys, who likes Dota?
That's pretty much, that's how I feel all the time.
Yeah, so I wake up, I get my morning deuce out of the way, and try to do some Dota casting, whatever. So luckily for us, though, this is a nice, cool, and easy late-night Dota sesh. If you didn't know already, Greg, and anyone else watching, we are in the quarterfinals of this Helios eSports tournament, and I have yet to say what's at stake in this tournament. And you know what's at stake? It's $500 of cash that GameVox has thrown in, as well as a lot of really nifty and cool Logitech gaming products, including keyboards, headsets, and gaming mice. And I can't remember the exact numbers, and I'm sure the admin can post for me in the chat the exact numbers, but I believe like first place will get $250 cash, as well as like choices of the first 5 products, and then second place gets a choice of some of the products and some cash, and third place finally gets a little bit of cash and maybe a keyboard duster or something like that. I don't really know. No, they get like a Logitech. Whatever's left over. Like a mouse pad. That's, Well, anyways, a lot of respect, though, in this game already to titans of the underground NA Dota scene, I would like to say, in like Relic and a lot of these younger shining stars that kind of work in the fight club of NEL and rarely get to see the sunlight of true competitive Dota. But these guys have raw Dota talent. And we got to see a little bit of last game. And we got to see a lot of unique picks, rather, last game. The Darkseer as well as the Morphling. It was pretty interesting, Greg. It was a bit of a throwback to some old school Dota, but this draft so far, it's looking pretty common, Greg. It's looking pretty common.
Yeah, this is sort of what we've come to expect from this new patch here. Actually, the first ban, Naga. That's some NA. Man, this is how you know you've stepped into the NA scene, is when Naga starts getting first ban. But in the Invoker, as well as the Nature's Prophet, getting the boot. And this new Invoker, man, seeing play, getting banned quite a bit, and EMP definitely proving its worth as its teamfight ability now that it's much easier to land.
Yeah, and it was funny because Bruno, I believe, tweeted out earlier. He's like, I don't know, guys, 6.8. There's no real permaban, and I'm like, I think Invoker is going to be the new top candidate for permaban. Yeah, I know that due statistically into numbers, it's like the top ban is only 50 such percent, so it's not really significant. But I think Invoker has like reached a whole new element that everyone's slowly discovering, and he's going to be like the new king of the mid lane. That's my prediction, and I'm seeing it a lot. I think if you have any sort of relative good Invoker talent on your team, they will do it. They'll try to pick it up as quick as possible, and the opposing team will try to ban it out as quick as possible. And I think everyone in the meantime is also playing a lot of Invoker. I think I saw 3 different streams earlier today where just players were commonly playing games. Wepos was playing it. Eternal Envy now, has been playing a lot of Invoker again lately.
Oh God, Envy's on the Invoker.
Yeah, so it's like everyone's starting to hop on the hype train of Invoker, and they're rolling with that. It's awesome in the sense that we get to see these new little flavors come and go. I think right before Invoker, it's been Dazzle, but now we haven't seen Dazzle in these past couple of games, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's still pretty common right now. Excuse me there, by the way. Yeah, I had to eat and drink real quick.
Dazzle's interesting because he needs more levels than sometimes you want your sports, to really have to get. Crystal Maiden, for example, does pretty well. Even if you're a little bit starved, her abilities are still really relevant, but Dazzle really benefits from getting those levels. So sometimes he doesn't quite fit in. I think more than a support, it'll be more common to see Dazzle slotting in as some sort of core in the lineup, whether that's a mid or something like that. But he also has an amazing attack animation, and once you get level 6, Weave plus Poison Touch, is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and that
Some
weave
certain amounts of damage.
it was buffed a little bit recently, now pushing it up to upwards of 24 seconds. That's 24 worth of minus armor. You throw a medallion in there, and you're looking at making heroes turn into paper with that much armor gone. They just will get shredded apart with ease. So we'll see if that's a potential pickup. But enough about Dazzle. Let's talk about Crystal Maiden a little bit. Crystal Maiden was grabbed up for no Earthspirit as the Queen of Support. Once again, they did run it last game. Nope. They did not run it last game. Sorry, my fault. Nayrock picked it up for their team, but now it's going to be in the hands of PssT this time around, who, by the way, are looking to get a win of their own in this series. They do fall one win over to Bo3 Fiddy, and they're pushing it back by grabbing the puck this time early. Puck's proficiently great in that mid lane. I mean, the first thing I think of when I see this puck pickup is maybe we'll see a Lifestealer. They work really nicely together, and now with the Clockwork, Lifestealer also works pretty good, but they're going to grab the Clockwork as a third, as a great initiator, and I'll let you talk about that.
Bo3 Fiddy could also slot into this into the Lifestealer pick with the Storm Spirit of their own. So there's a lot of options, I think, that might be hotly contested or even banned out in this last round if no one gets it. But Clockwork, one of the kings of initiation right now, I just watched a game where he went in a solo lane, bought 10 tangos against a Timbersaw, and proceeded to absolutely destroy the lane. He just traded right-clicks the entire time, 8 tangos, and it was actually unbelievable the amount of domination that he brought to the 1v1 lane. So if you can ever line that up for your Clockwork, it's pretty unbelievable. And the Lone Druid is the pickup here for Bo3 Fiddy, so it looks like they're going to be at least looking to bring this into the mid-game. Or perhaps they're just going to cheese down some towers. It's hard to tell with Lone Druid because you're either going to try to cheese down some towers or you're just going to go for the mid to later game.
Yeah, cheesing down the towers would be a good option, Greg. Yeah, I went there. Good as a cheese, Greg. Anyways, Lone Druid and Venomancer work really. Lone Druid.
I have that in my fridge right now, and that went over my head.
Oh my God, Greg! Come on, keep up with me here. I'm putting out gold here, and it's going over your head. Anyway, it's okay. Damn. Lone Druid and Venomancer work so well together. Now you got the Venomancer wards already pecking away at the creep wave in the towers. Lone Druid with his own assertive force ripping apart with that extra siege damage. Now they're looking to potentially build a little more support here. Venomancer's great. Don't get me wrong. He's a great support, and he's got great roaming power early. But they need something else to kind of balance it out and bring it all together. And one thing I'm not seeing here that's really surprising is Visage has made his way all the way through the bans and picks and not picked up whatsoever. Instead, no Earthspirit. They grabbed the Bane. Now, what I would think, Greg, that picking up a Bane into a Lone Druid is a little interesting. Is this Bane kind of to address the Storm Spirit and keep him down? Because I would figure if you put the Bane on the Lone Druid, his bear will just kind of have his way with him. Or is it maybe the Bane going on the bear?
It's sort of multi-pronged approach because, Enfeeble can be used on any enemy unit, so he can even pop that on the bear if the bear is dealing damage, or pop it on the hero. It's also obviously to address the Storm Spirit because you really do need a silence and a lockdown spell to be able to kill him. Generally, a silence isn't long enough, so they've got that silence in Puck, and then they'll have the follow-up lockdown, Fiend's Grip, or Nightmare. Most likely you want a Fiend's Grip, the Storm Spirit, but the Bane is just such a utilitarian support. He fills a lot of roles and really provides a lot generally to your team, especially when you have another sport with even another hard disable like Crystal Maiden. So I really like the supports here by Earthspirit. I like their team in general. They have a very proactive team. As some people would say, they've got a do shit team. And I think we just found our answer.
Yeah, this isn't cheese. This isn't Gouda anymore. We're working into like full-blown Parmigiano.
I think they just pulled out the actual, canned cheese. I think they just pulled that out.
Straight up cheese whiz.
They're going to knock down some towers here with the Pugna, with the Lone Druid. And, they can put the Lone Druid at the tower, make the bear hit the tower, and then Pugna can just kind of walk in, hit the Q button, walk out real cool, and they'll take that tower down extremely quickly.
Yeah, and plus you have the benefit of that Pugna ward. You hide on the outside. That's going to do serious work on the Crystal Maiden. She decides to even use her ultimate. Obviously, Bane's going to fall into the gun of that ward. Even Puck has a bit of, mana to throw out there that might bite her back in the ass. I assume Puck's a female, by the way, when I say that. Now, the other thing is, yeah, right? Fairy Dragon, sure, why not? I'm a specialist in Fairy Dragons.
Close enough.
That looks like a female to me. Why not, right? Meanwhile, when a Bane is grabbed up, your immediate thought is Mirana going to accompany this? Well, in any other situation, I would say, yeah, Mirana is always a great pickup to go with Bane, but now with this heavy push strat coming their way, Mirana doesn't do that well against heavy push. You know who does, though, Greg? Gyrocopter does, that's for sure. That cooldown could bring down some serious hate. Of course, the benefit of the flat cannon will clean things up pretty nicely. And now they have also the clockwork on their team, where once he holds them down in place, Gyrocopter gets to lay down the pain train.
Yeah, and they have a really nice team for the Gyrocopter. You look at all the abilities they've got. Dream Coil's an amazing setup. Cogs, Fiend's Grip. They're going to have a lot of ways for the Gyrocopter to really dominate if they're able to execute. But it looks like Bo3 Fiddy is going to put the pressure on. They picked the Tuskar. This is not a pick for you to stand idly by and farm up. They're going to be looking to bring pressure and take down towers, kill people. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, this is going to be a 180 spin of last game. Last game, we didn't see the first kill until about 6 minutes and 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah, that's not happening
This time around, we might see 60 kills at 6 minutes and 30 seconds at the way this buildup is. Now, I don't want to get everyone too excited, but I'm particularly very excited about a Tusk. Now, I've seen Tusk played multiple different ways as a support, as someone who just roams and brings the fight and, you know, gets the pace of the game going. And I've also seen the likes of Aloda pick up a Tusk and kind of do that more late game style build. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be someone who's just going to try to take control of the game early, initiate hard, and hit him fast, and just kind of let the lone druid build up that late game potential, or is he going to try to get a little bit of that damage items himself?
I think he's going to be in that first category. I imagine that basically his plan is going to be... I know that a lot of people were saying that the best way to do this is to max the sigil, and then they just literally can't fight you. They're so slow. They attack so slow. There's just no way for them to really like combat you. The other option is sort of an initiator Tusk. I don't like that as much. I don't think it's very good. So we'll see. I mean, they've got options, but I think from the looks of their lineup, they're going to be looking to really do some damage. Yeah, Relic, the Arteezy Slayer, here we go.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Puck was one of the heroes he did it with as well. I believe it was a Shadow Fiend and a Puck and then another Shadow Fiend. But he did some serious work. I was very happy I got to witness that. I'm sure Arteezy doesn't like to hear that, but it was a showing for sure. A lot of talent. Great Null Talismans. Great Null Talismans for Relic. We'll see if he kind of uses that same kind of strat and takes advantage of this mid lane, who, Relic, we are waiting on you for this game, by the way. Nice early game, obligatory pause as usual. I guess we'll take this time and maybe I'll begin a slow introduction process, if you will, Greg. You are my guest for this game too, so why don't you go ahead and start, and you can take your time if you'd like, warm up the pipes if you will, and how about you go ahead and do Bo3 Fiddy's dire side, okay?
On the dire side, on the Venomancer, one of my favorite people in the NA Dota community, mostly because he can carry me in Smash. It's Nayrok, Andrew on the Venomancer. Picking up the Storm Spirit. It's the 2, everyone's favorite BM NA player. That might not be true. There's a lot of fun players that are super BM in NA, but the 2 is certainly one of the more recent rising stars. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Popularized
he's
by
getting a little
play.
more attention lately than he used to.
We've got Chicken MC on the Lone Druid, Derp on the Tusk, and Risk picking up the Pungana, hailing from the hat of the United States.
Very nice. That was
I think I probably just insulted like half the stream, but whatever.
That's okay. You know what? We'll take any support wherever you come from out there. I don't care if you cannot even understand what the hell I'm saying. That's fine. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Put in those raffle tickets. Try to get those items. Buy the ticket online. 99 cents gets you this action. I'll go ahead and work myself over here to ban Earthspirit, aka PssT, aka Pool Sorcery, some tangos. Now, we'll start off with their introduction, and I'm milking this one right now. Finnith is playing your Gyrocopter, your late game presence on the colored teal. Last Hit Magic is playing your Clockwork, who will most likely be playing in that off-lane solo. You have Soyan on the Bane, who looks like he might be company to tri-lane here, along with the Gyrocopter and Naraz. I already forgot his name. I'll double-check it. And not N, but Nave, N-A-V-E, is playing your Crystal Maiden here. And the gentleman we're all waiting for at this very moment is none other than the diva himself, Relic, who will be playing your Puck in that mid lane. So, Greg, let's go ahead and take a moment to talk about these lane assignments. Now, you did get to introduce your buddies over here on the dark side. How do you think they're going to lane this one up here?
My guess would be Solo Lone Druid tri-lane with Tusk, Pugna, and Venomancer with the 2 in the mid lane. I'm honestly not sure where they're going to put each team, or which Chicken MC and then the tri-lane. I think this is a fairly good aggressive tri-lane with Sigil, but it's really hard to say. I haven't seen Tusk that much, so it's sort of hard to gauge. On the other hand, they could just put it in the safe lane, farm the Pugna and mech, and then just destroy towers really quickly. It's going to depend. I'm honestly not sure.
I really like the idea of that early game Sigil going against the likes of even the Clockwork, potentially, if they match him up against him. That Sigil does some good work early, as long as you're responsible with it. I hate when I see the newer players kind of take that Sigil and just throw it away like free gold at the enemy team. Can't stand that. Not one bit. That's me, by the way, playing him. But, you know, these are professionals. And they know what to do with that Sigil. They won't feed it away. Hopefully that's not the case. And it looks like PssT are doing a little bit of an early aggressive run through the jungle here. They might meet head-on, rather, with the Bo3 Fiddy, who are scouting out the top of this hill cliff, looking over the bottom.
They need to be really careful because it's going to be 5v3. Oh, but if they uphill here and get caught by... Oh, are they...
They're just scouting, I guess. I guess that could have been an idea with the bear, so better safe than sorry. Yeah. We did see
100. You always have to check these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I know the 2 was watching last night. We did see one of those dirty dog strats last night. Game 2, they did go for the level 1 Roche and they did pull it off. So I wouldn't have been surprised. You know, they're playing it very safe this time. However, they scout things out, see that's not the case, and quickly disperse back to their appropriate lanes. It looks like Crystal Maiden actually is going to be heading to this top lane, possibly accompanying the Clockwork up there. Or not, I don't know. It looks like a lot of audible plays here. Maybe they were scouting things out and they're getting a lot of movement, and they're going to roll with the Clockwork bottom solo in the safe lane, who will be matched up against the trifecta lane of Pugna, Venomancer, as well as the Tusk, and I don't think he's going to be too happy here.
I think they saw the bear and assumed the tri-lane was top and went to fight it, but they also might have not seen the bear and assumed that the bear was top and then went up there to get safe farm. I don't actually know if they saw the bear or not, but that's basically the crucial thing.
I'm a real big fan of this mid lane matchup right now. Relic versus the 2. I think this is going to be the highlight lane of the game right now with a Storm Spirit and a Puck. Not so lopsided. Last game, the hero selections made it a little more tricky as far as how the potential lane matchup would have been, because we had a Doom in the mid lane going against a Viper, which was obviously pretty one-sided. But this time around, it's Storm and Puck, and this is going to be a match worth keeping the eyes on, so please pay attention to the top left-hand corner of your screen on those last hits and see who's pulling ahead. Right now, they're even things up at 3-0. Meanwhile, bottom, look at this. They're really pushing back Clockwork here. They're not going to make this easy for them at all. Throwing out the very aggressive ward right behind the tower. Expect them to lay a lot of pain. And look at this, Pugna already doing work on the tower. It's almost halfway dead.
Yeah, this is the thing about Pugna, is it's just, you don't have to commit, like, either. As soon as they're done, they can just back up. They haven't, like, committed any heroes to it. You just walk up and hit Q, and there's absolutely nothing Clockwork can do about this. He doesn't have battery salt. He can push people back with cogs, but, you know, that's just going to basically make it take a little longer. And in the top lane, the Radiant are doing the same thing.
Yeah, they're doing a great job isolating. They actually are looking to commit here. They're running into the jungle. Chicken MC, they smell dinner. They want to move right in. Fanasoyan, though, runs too far to the north. He's trying to bite his way through. Here comes one rotation to help out, but it looks like it might be too late. Chicken MC ripped apart. Hands over the first blood to Finnith. The worst one to give that delicious extra gold. And now more rotations happen. Derp makes the full rotation to the top lane. Nayrok gets caught out. That's a full set of damage there coming out from the rocket barrage, and he does die to the brain sap. Nice move there for Soyan. Tries to get him on the way out, but it will not matter. Wow. Ban Earthspirit. Not happy about last game. Setting the pace early here. Pick up 2 quick kills.
That was really bad. They figured out where Chicken MC was based on whether the bear could attack or not, and that was, like, that's catastrophic now. 2 kills. Nayrok tried to TP in there to make something happen or to assist, but there were way too many heroes and did not work out.
There we go. The 2 grabs up his bottle. The Invis rune will be top. We'll see if Puck makes the rotation and goes for it. Looks like that will be the case. Quickly will hand it over while there are rotations in the jungle. Nayrok nearby on that Venomancer. We'll see if he makes a full rotation to the top. Now that Puck is getting a little extra free space here. He's just trying to get as close as possible, laying out those blasts. He wants to get that tower sooner than later, but I like the idea. About Fiddy, they needed to make that audible play and rotate the rest of their squad to the top lane. There was just too much aggression already coming out. The second that PssT recognized they had the advantage of the top lane, they jumped on it. Now, with that extra bit of golden XP, they can kind of take things easy here.
I think about 3 Fiddy were actually looking for this tri-lane the whole time. Because when you look at this tri-lane, this is not a farm tri-lane. This is a kill people tri-lane. Like, they want to be aggressive. They want to push. And I think they're leaving Pugna bottom until he knocks down the tower, and then I imagine we might see Lone Druid swapping down in this bottom lane.
Yep, we'll go ahead and do a brief touch base here in the mid lane. The Battle of Relic in the 2 carries on, and it's still relatively evened up. The 2 falling behind 16 to the 18 CS right now of Relic on that Puck. But the story's going to continue here in the top lane now that the trifectas have met up with each other. It looks like we're already getting a bit of a battle as far as the pools are concerned, getting the lane a little back in the favor for Finnith there to pick up the extra bit of gold for that Gyrocopter, who already picks up the Ring of Basilisk. He already has nearly 1,200 gold in the bank. Do you expect him to go for that early Helm of the Dominator and just try to build up the reliable farm on the side, or maybe just to consider, oh no, mid lane! Oh, wow, caught at the last second. Puck made a move. Relic, showing why he's the king of the 1v1 in the mid lane, takes apart the 2 and goes for the rune on the bottom lane. Sorry to cut you off there, but...
No, it's okay. So basically what happened there is Puck is way better at level 5 than Storm Spirit is, because Storm without ball laning just kind of succumbs to your pressure. Like, there's nothing he can do. So he just got a combo off there and nuked down the 2. And that's kind of to be expected, but as long as Storm Spirit can get 6 here, he should be in okay shape, because Dream Coil actually does nothing against Storm Spirit.
And there you have it, Pugna, mission accomplished. The Tier 1 has been taken down at just under the 5-minute mark of the game. We'll see if he decides to commit things out here in the bottom lane or make a rotation in the next target of the Tier 1, possibly here on the top lane. Do you think he's just going to kind of stick things out, push on to level 6, and then maybe consider moving while Clockwork looks to do the same?
It's hard to say. I mean, I guess this Pugna's getting pretty good farm down here, so if that's their goal, then they can keep him. But Lone Druid is... This is not really what you want your Lone Druid doing. Like, he's not really getting farm. He's not getting levels. So what is he doing? He's
do you
doing
think
nothing.
his option is like kind of move to the jungle relatively soon and find any sort of relative farm?
Yeah, like he needs. Like, he's not doing anything here. He's not really good defensively either. So I think he should just go find farm. Like, he's. I mean, essentially, he's just standing here. Like, he has 8 last hits. He's only level 3. He needs to either choose. I don't know. They need to move him out of this lane and go find something else. Now he's starting jungle.
Yeah. Well, luckily for him, the Pugna did pick up that bottom tower, so he's got a little bit of gold going his way, but you're right. His potential is a lot higher than it is right now. Typically, like to see him be well on the way to that first Midas pickup. But no, it looks like he's going to commit to hanging out in the lane here, which is a little unorthodox. Or maybe he's just worrisome about this trifecta here. They're quick to roam through the jungle and scout things out, so... I guess he's just going to play it nervous. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Pugna, look how far up this man is. He is laying down the law in this bottom lane. He knows there's no threat anywhere. He's got all the space he wants to work with, and now he begins the first assault on this Tier 2.
Well, Clockwork can't do anything until he's level 6 against Pugna, because, you know, you just have no way to really, like, deal with Nether Blast. But as soon as Clockwork hits level 6, which is now, I think we're probably going to see Pugna play a little bit more defensively, because if he gets battery assault's only level 1, but that's still enough to really screw up Pugna.
Yeah, and obviously he wouldn't be able to get off the proper drain if he gets caught out here.
Oh, top lane.
Oh, top lane. They managed to trade off on each other, 1 for 1. Now they roll in Tusk with a big snowball to slow him down, but that's not going to be enough. Lone Druid ends up falling, which is what counts. And now the 2 is going to be next on target. Can they get him? Light Magic commits instead on the Tusk. The orb will fly out. 2 side steps, but the 1 auto attack will take him down. This is disastrous right now for about 350 feet over. I believe 4 kills total in the 7-to-1 trade. Or that's, well, 7-to-1 is your new score, rather. And man, about 350 caught out again this top lane. Lone Druid immediately returns to the mid lane instead and tries to find farm anywhere he can get. But that's not enough. Relic, look at this. What are you doing in my lane? Get the hell out of here.
Holy.
Chicken MC, what are you doing? Oh, this is... Oh, he doesn't get it. The last attack couldn't come. The bear shoves him back, and Tusk will move in. Yeah.
Oh my god!
That Clockwork just sniped that man? Oh.
Last hit magic for President. That's a level 3 flare.
And that came from what looks like the base.
Yeah, it did.
That's a sniper right there.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, things have just not really gone according to plan for about 350, and when you have a lineup like this, you have a lot of brute power to knock down towers and stuff, but your lineup's actually pretty delicate. I mean, Pugna does not have a lot of health, and you have Lone Druid. That hero only thrives under, like, very certain conditions. Oh, did he die with the bear on cooldown? Holy shit, that's bad. Oh. He just resummoned his bear right before he died. That is really bad.
Oh, man. Chicken MC looks like he may be playing on full tilt here. Derp in the mid lane has to be careful as the nearby Fanasoyan and Knave smoked up and looking to scout things out. The rest of the team are looking to rotate. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going for a push of their own. This is kind of their fallback strat here, is to push hard and heavy early and get any sort of gold they can. Derp has to be careful in the meantime in this mid lane. He does have a DD, but it's not enough to take on these three as they look to abandon ship and make the rotation to the top instead. But the blasts are coming, and they'll be able to get this tier 1 with ease. Man, do you...
The Dire have to rely on gold advantage at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they're so behind in XP. Like, they're at 3,000 behind right now, which is actually, that's pretty significant. If you look at the level chart, there's a pretty clear split. And they just need to knock down towers and use that gold lead to manufacture some kind of items that can actually let them fight, and then take it from there.
Now,
but man, Chicken MC is screwed.
Yeah, Chicken MC is dug himself in a rut trying to move around. The quick pick off in the top lane, nearly picked off. Oh no, he was picked off with the help of that rocket flare at the end. In the mid lane once again, this sets him back pretty far. Even with the help of that tower gold, he's still got a long way to go to build up the farm. And what I felt like I was going to ask you before, Greg, was, now, I know you weren't here for the first game, and Earthspirit had a really rough time in that game. Do you think this time around they're just on their game and they're trying to take it back to him, or do you think about 350 just might have been, bottom lane?
Kill.
Yep. Relic moves in, lays out the coil. There's nothing more he can do. Desperate life drain to try to save him. That life drain doing big work right now. Sucking away, but the orb, he gets him. Wow.
I'm actually really surprised that they didn't trade at the end there. That was really impressive play.
Wow, just the commitment to stand strong and lay out the life drain. Man's up on him and takes him down.
Yeah, Pugna's delicate, but you kind of have to like blow him up, because if he gets a chance to life drain like that, I think he also blew coil early. There's no reason to coil like that until the life drain starts, because then you can stop it. But as far as what you were saying earlier, I think... Oh, Last Hit Magic goes in on the 2.
Magic, trying to shove back the Storm Spirit, but it will not be successful. The 2 quickly ball lightnings out of there and steps back. Go on.
Goody doesn't have Fiend's Grip, so he wasn't able to actually hold the Storm down. But I think, honestly, just things did not go according to plan. The lanes didn't line up like they wanted. This tri-lane wanted to be matched up against another tri-lane, and they wanted the Lone Druid versus Clockwork matchup. That didn't happen. They didn't rotate fast enough, and now the whole team is suffering for it. Besides Pugna's actually doing pretty well. He has Mechanism as well as Arcane Boots.
Yeah, he's continuing to try to do what he does best, and that's take towers and take them early. And he's just going to keep riding that train as long as possible. If it gets any sort of momentum going their way, they'll take it. But they're going to have to contest against the farm that Gyrocopter has already been bringing in. He's got the phase boots. Now he picks up the drums. He has an Ogre Club ready to go. Expect him to build into that BKB. And then from there, he can just kind of pick and choose what he wants to do.
Wow.
Uh-oh. In the meantime, though, caught out. The 2 trying to go to town call down, however, will fly out. Is he going to turn around a man up? He gets it. The 2.
The 2 uses mana really terribly there. I think he ball lightning once or twice without attacking near the beginning of the fight, and that's, you can't do that. Finith has a lot of health. That was optimistic at best, trying to burst down a full health 1100 HP Gyrocopter. But I don't know. He probably could have had that kill.
He did recently pick up that drums. I don't know if that was just what he needed to survive that battle, but he'll take it. Barely outlasting the 2.
It definitely saved him.
Yeah,
that's like almost 200 HP.
So very happy to acquire the recent pickup of the drums. The rest of the team looking to rotate here. They're going to catch out this DD in the top river. Relic has been relatively on point in his mid-game. Did fall short there on the bottom. I think it was a lesson learned for him when he contests the Pugna again, not to blow his load, if you will, too early on that Dream Coil and just kind of wait things out. But they still have a couple of towers they can pick up here and pick up extra gold for themselves. So I think go ahead, please.
He screwed it up like that. There was so many ways he could have lived there. He could have not phase shift early. I think he phase shift to avoid another blast. So then it was on cooldown when the life drain started. It's only a 6-second cooldown, and the life drain started right after the phase shift. So he just used all of his abilities at the wrong time. I think he just wasn't expecting Pugna to man up on him like that.
Alright, so let's take a moment to look over some of the item recent pickups here. As we were talking about briefly, Fiddy's going to look to build forward into that BKB. Pugna obviously finished up the mechanism for his team, trying to build together a little more survivability. The two, speaking of survivability, has power treads, but it does look like he has the early makings of going into that Orchid. Of course, he's got the long road of going the couple Oblivion staffs. Oh, nope, but before you can even think about that, buddy, he gets taken down from the jump in by light magic. Now they're looking to push up the hill, the life drain to try to take him back. Sleep to save his life. That ward doing work, but they quickly take it down. Coil on 2. They're moving on ahead. Puck wants to take it. Relic moving in from behind. One more right click will take out Nayrok. He will fall. Double kill right now for Philith. Now they're moving back. Pugna wants to get something of his own. They manage to take out Fanasoy on there. Now Derp stunned out. They trade 2 for 1 as they hold.
That was a 3 for 1 too, because they had a buyback.
That's right. That's right. Wow.
Yeah, that's I mean, I guess they got a kill, and maybe they're going to take the tower down here, but they're losing these fights so hard. Unfortunately, the Tusk didn't really get what he wanted. Like, Tusk benefits from fighting early and kind of abusing his spells. Oh, that was
nice isolation play there by the. Oh, he doesn't get the punch on the gyrocopter. Will not matter. He ends up taking them both down regardless, and that's a quick 2-man pickoff. Man, nice shards to fly out, isolates him, and they're able to burst him down quickly. Probably the
Unfortunately, went down. It's really hard to go on gyrocopter. He maxed out rocket barrage, so when you get near him, you just get pummeled. It's really horrible.
It's probably the most successful pickoff they've had this game so far, unfortunately, with the exception of that Pugna winning the battle there in the bottom lane. They'll take what they can get. 13-5 is your new score. If we take a moment to look over the gold earnings, you can see that it's only a little bit ahead, actually, for Ban Earthspirit, or PssT rather, at about 1,500. So EXP is also in their favor. They got a long road ahead of them, but I don't know. It's something. But they're going to need a little bit more of that to really get back in this game. The 2's got a long way to go if he wants to even consider going that Orchid. Do you think that would be his prime pickup here, or does he need to go more defensive?
It's hard to say, because you really need the Orchid. Like, you basically just need it to function. But his options are really limited if he doesn't get that. Like, he can get a BKB first, but then you do no damage at all, really. So that's not great. I mean, the biggest problem for them is Finn's going to get a BKB, and they're going to be able to do nothing about it because Chicken MC has no farm. He's still going for ratings. He's going to die right now.
Oh, gets caught out in the top lane. They jump in, and they take it apart quickly. He is just a little too squishy right now as they burst him down quickly. This is not looking good. I was also going to say...
the action in the mid lane.
Oh, sneaking in from behind, the 2. Holding the invisibility, the Sigil kind of scouting things out. Bane playing it very safe here, hiding it out in the jungle. He has the Fiend's Grip ready to go. They jump in. They want to take out the Clockwork quick. Can they get it? Quick punch to conclude. They get him down with the help of the Drain right now. The fucking Fiend's Grip picked out on Derp, though. It's going to shut him down. Nayrok to follow shortly after. The coil's on 2. Finnith, a lot of damage here. Pugna laying down some big work. Even the ward stepping in and taking him apart. Double kill for the Pugna. They want more. They're going to go for Naras here. The Crystal Maiden trying to make a run. They do manage to take out Relic. That's a 4 for 3 trade. About Tree Fiddy taking a hold of that fight right there.
They didn't kill the Pugna nearly fast enough. He stood all the way in the back, got like a full duration life drain off, and then he just kept using Nether Blast throughout the fight. And the heroes on Ban Earth, PSST, do not have a lot of HP right now. Last Hit Magic has a fair amount, but his mechanism's not actually done yet, so they didn't have that. And they have the mech advantage with Pugna, so in a straight 5v5 fight, they actually do okay. And they have the Lone Druid to sort of deal with the tower, and that went really well for them. I'm actually very surprised.
Might be a lesson learned now for PSST, trying not to address the situation in a full team coordinated fight. Instead, they've been getting a lot more success fighting the pickoffs using the help of the wards and the map awareness to scout out maybe this lone druid a few more times. He's still buckled down pretty low. I actually really like this pickup. I was going to talk about it. Pugna does grab a Force Staff. There really wasn't any true candidate on their team to grab the Force Staff, but someone needed to get it when you have a Clockwork on the other team.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't let Pugna stay on the back like that. I think it's time to set up camp. Like, his ward is maxed out, and that thing does outrageous amounts of damage. I don't know. I mean, you just have to figure out a way to get to them. That's really what Relic's job's supposed to be. I mean, Puck, he has his dagger, so you're just supposed to get to the back of the fight, kill the person that's providing all the damage like that, and then just leave, because you have free escape with Phase Shift and Blink Dagger. So, although his Phase Shift's only level 2, so he doesn't actually have that. I suppose that's probably why he didn't do it.
Yeah, it does look like... Oh, Bane tried to jump in there with the Force Staff and get the quick Fiend's Grip, but couldn't quite reach it there on the 2. 2 quickly jumps back, avoids any potential danger there, and he does go for that Oblivion Staff. He's going to continue on forward and go for the Orchid. This will make things very difficult for the Bane, for the Crystal Maiden, pretty much for anyone he gets the hold of. Now, remember, it does look like the Gyrocopter... 1k away, unless it's on the chicken, which I don't believe that's the case. Yes,
no,
it is.
Not.
He does have it.
Oh, it is?
Yep, he's got it.
Holy
BKB is
shit.
complete on the Gyrocopter. The foundation is laid out. He's got all the survivability he could be happy with here in the early game at about 18 minutes and 50 seconds in. Now, he can begin to build and do a little damage. Maybe a butterfly tickles his fancy. I don't know. But
I think he needs to get a helm.
Oh, yeah?
Soon. Yeah.
Someone's
stacking Ancients, so he's going to get Lifesteal, I think.
Oh, I like that. That
because,
is good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this next fight is going to be pretty telling. If they get rolled in the next fight, it's possible that Bo3 Fiddy will just go Roche and then like push their base in. But with this BKB, they have a solid chance, I think, to win the fight pretty handedly. And if they do, it's kind of a long road because... Obviously, the BKB duration goes down pretty quickly, and then they're also fighting against the Lone Druid, who's now finally starting to get farm, although he's still 1,000 gold away from Relic. I don't know if I like this Radiance pickup when it's this late.
Yeah, it's pretty late Radiance, but yeah, they're making a jump in. They want to go right for Nayrock. Good hook shot, and they get it down quickly. BKB popped by Philith here as he moves in. Pugna's hiding in behind. He's got the ward down. They're trying to turn it back on him. The Vortex pull as they go for Crystal Maiden, but in the back lines, Fiddy doing serious work on Derp, who tries to avoid additional damage with the Snowball, but he traps himself in 2. Good Clockwork catch right there. Now Pugna on the run back, Relic making the hunt and gets it done. 5-man wipe just like that, Greg. Unbelievable.
Well, like I said...
Any hope that they had. The window was open, they looked outside, and then Earthspirit stepped in and closed the curtain and is like, what the hell you think you're doing? Takes them apart and takes the mid-tier 1 tower.
Like I said earlier, once Fynith got this BKB, all their damage is just completely gone. Like, their physical damage at this point is Walrus Punch. That is the extent.
Yeah.
So, that's not enough to kill a 1400 HP Gyrocopter. So he just went to town that fight. He got to use all of his abilities, like, no problem, walked away. And then they still had the follow-up from Relic, who... had some nice maneuvering in there and was able to clean up the fight extremely nicely. I mean, that was textbook. You get your BKB and then you go kill them because they rely on it so heavily.
Another stat.
But now the Dire are going to try to sneak a Roche in here.
This is like one of those last-ditch effort kind of things.
Oh, they're getting flared.
Uh-oh. And it's scouted out. So, will they make the long rotation? They don't know how far they are from this. They don't seem to be faltering one bit. They're going to commit all the way to the Roche and try to get it.
They're all in. Yeah, they're all in. You have the medallion. Since another flare came, they know they must be reasonably far away. They should be able to. Yeah, they finish it without a problem.
Smoke.
The problem is now what happens. They're all stuck in there.
Oh, they're having commitment issues. Now they get locked out on 2. This is a good engagement here for ATF. They make the jump in, the quick Walrus Punch, but it does nothing. They do pop the Aegis very quickly. Bear goes down. They're looking for Chicken MC. He should be able to fall right here. Fifth, not even a little bit of damage. Runs right in, quickly takes apart 2. They lose the Bane, but that's just to support Nayrock.
Oh my god!
Emergency eject button gets them out of there. Now the 2 under the gun right now, silenced out. Should be able to ball lightning away. But that's a 2-man takedown, and that Aegis they just acquired is already gone.
Yeah. I mean, they're burning BKB charges, but the upside here for ATF is extremely limited. Like, that was a pretty all-in move. They try to sneak the Roche, but Last Hit Magic is a very experienced player. And he just sent the flare in, no problem. I mean, when no one's farming and it's pushing in against your tier 2 towers right here, you know that they're basically rushing. It was a little further out. It was like here, but still, that's safe zone for them, just because you know, of the heroes they have. But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard for them to deal with this BKB right now.
Yeah, and Lone Druid, the road to any sort of sacred relic, the start of a
Yeah, he
race,
just needs to buy another
keeps getting further and further away, however, so hopefully by the point they get that, they'll have a little bit of damage to work with, but as you saw in that previous fight, the bear was ripped apart like tissue paper, and they made it rather easy for him, and now we already have Relic already here scouting out on the outskirts of this top lane, just kind of toying with this ATF crew. The two, in the meantime, scouting things out, getting really close to that Orchid. And look how many stacks are happening over here in the meantime for Banner Spirit. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a
He
lot
did
of
buy a
gold.
helm, so
Yep.
he'll be going to damage next, though.
And he already has 2K in his checking account, aside from all that delicious, delicious gold coming his way. I mean, by the time he clears out this farm, makes the move up there and farms it, that's whatever he wants. If he wants a butterfly, he'll have it.
Gold.
Yeah.
He's going to have like 3,500 gold, easily, I think. If he clears out the camps on the way, which he is. He's in no rush. Yeah. He's going to buy a Mana Style next. This is definitely a damage item, lets you attack faster. Obviously, the images are really nice. It's also extremely beneficial. The bonus is the 2's got the Orchid now. Well, I think it's flying out. Yeah, he's got the Orchid now, so he won't easily die to the 2. If the 2 goes on him, doesn't realize he has a Manta, he'll probably die. I don't know. Things are looking very good for PssT. Look at how fast he actually just kills this. He's in very good shape right now.
Wow. Not even with a damage item acquired. They're already going to town with ease. Did he already spend some cash? Yeah, what's flying his way right now?
Yasha.
Yep, he is going to go full-blown into that Manta style. Which I was rooting for a bit more Butterfly and MKB, but you know what? It's okay. It's a little more safe. He gets to play a little more elusively with the help of the Manta, push a little harder. But, you know, it works for him. Meanwhile, ATF have been just kind of choked up here on the map. They really can't cross past this point.
I like the Manta. It lets you push into the towers a little bit easier. You can just send the illusions up. It gives you extra game against the 2, since he's now got the Orchid. I think he's definitely going to go like MKB next or something, though. This is an extremely standard Gyrocopter build, which is not bad. You know, there's a reason it's the standard build. It's because it's good. So.
Yeah, if it works, don't change it. That's for sure. He's got the mechanism already acquired, the extra survivability. Yeah, he is going to go for that Scepter. It looks like the early makings of it. He's already hanging here on the sidelines. He's got the level 2 hook. All ready to go. This should be relatively easy tier 2. I think Bo3 Fiddy are going to hand it over, just kind of throw out a bit of a harassment here, but I don't think they can really contest the push that Banner Spirit have right now.
This is kind of interesting. The mech on Clockwork thing is, I think, sort of a recent development. But this has been happening a lot lately, and it seems to be working pretty well. Clockworks seem to be getting more favorable lanes. I've seen a lot more easy lane Clockworks with aggressive tri-lanes. And that lets you farm up, because like I said earlier, he's actually a really strong 1v1 laner.
Man, look at this. PssT, aka Banner Spirit, just kind of rolling through the jungle, taking up all the copious amounts of farms for themselves, just not leaving anything for Tree Fiddy to try to farm. Let's check in on Lone Druid here. Where's his bear at? Should be an easy way to find his bear. There it is, right up ahead of him. He does have the Sacred Relic completed, but yeah.
25 minutes later.
Yeah, you're looking still at maybe hopefully a 30-minute radiance if he even gets to that. I don't even think it's near enough to help out. Oh, he's blinking and he wants to get him, but can't quite catch up with him. He will get away. The 2 confidently pushing in the mid. He's got to be careful here. If the Bane manages to sneak his way over to the outskirts near the 2 and gets caught out with that Fiend's Grip, he's not going to be able to escape from it. I mean, pretty much whoever Bane decides to pick in the next engagement with the Fiend's Grip is pretty much out of the element already. They're going to be out of the fight. They'll probably sit on the sidelines taking a lot of damage from that flak cannon, maybe even the call down, and they won't even be a factor.
Yeah, Relic and Bane can kill whoever they want, basically, if they stick together. It looks like Bane's going for an axe as well. I have not seen that.
That's something we don't ever get to see. What is it? Is it just more damage?
I don't even know what it does.
I think it's just more damage.
I think it just upgrades it, yeah. I don't think it actually adds any... I have no idea what it does. I've never gotten it before.
Do you
I've never
think it's
seen
just
someone
a
get
bit
it.
overconfidence being able to pick up that item? I can't imagine that it's something that... I would think there'd be some better choices out there. He doesn't even have upgraded boots yet.
Yeah. I mean, anything is probably better than this.
But you know what?
Ags on Last Hit Magic is on a completely different note though. Ags on Last Hit Magic is really amazing.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
And he's working towards it pretty fast.
Yeah, he'll have it. Then Clockwork becomes that trapeze artist he's known to be. He's jumping around from teammate to enemy, back and forth. Top lane in the meantime. Bo3 Fiddy trying to get a little more gold going their way, picking up another tower. They're unable to get it taken down. We'll have to retreat here as the rest of Banner Spirit blow their TPs, trying to chase them out. Looks like they're going to commit.
That's fine though.
Yeah.
They saved the tower. That's a big deal.
Clockwork.
ATF.
I was going to say he's going to run
tower,
over here. He's going to see if he can catch anyone out, maybe with a hook shot, but they're playing it very safe. They're going along the high road here. Look at that. He really wants to try to catch someone out, even in their jungle. Wow! Jump in. He will get it. Jumps right on the Pugna. Now they're going to go duke it out. Nice push to get himself out of that bind. Life drain. Now he needs to be careful here. Call down. Here comes Philith. And it's big damage time. Pugna gets ripped apart and taken right down. Now they want more. Poor Chicken MC's had a rough game so far. Not a bone to lick into his name here. They're making a move in. Big snowball with company, but it's not going to be enough as that BKB will hold strong. Even Crystal Maiden with the freezing field doing a lot of damage right now. The two steps in, steps right back out. Derp, derp. Slowly right-click down, take it apart, and that's a killing spree for Finnith.
Well, yep. Crystal Maiden just died, but from the radiance damage.
Thinking about making a move on the bear. Homing missile will slow it down. Bane moves in, and they're happy to take the three-man pick-off. Wow.
And they almost killed the bear. That would have been nice as well, but...
Well, that all started with a...
impressive pick-off.
Yeah, that was a full-ranged... what it seemed like a long, full-ranged hookshot catch-up on the Pugna right here. Then they managed to turn the tail briefly, but just when they thought things were looking good, the gyrocopter came in through the south and just kind of ripped apart the Pugna, and it just got disastrous from there. Pugna has been one of their big factors in these team fights, and they lost him right off the bat, so it was looking pretty grim from there on out.
No, I mean, if he's going to hit a long-range hook on someone, Pugna is the person you want to kill. He's the one who's got most of the farm for them. He's leading the net worth. Lone Druid now is creeping his way back up. Now that he has the Radiance online, I suspect they'll continue to do so. This is a really long road for them, though, and I think... I don't know. We'll see. I think the Radiant definitely do have the tools to just win. Relic
they might wait for like that Roshan to be the trigger, to finally pull the trigger. They're even scouting it out now. They have the rocket. They know Roshan's coming up relatively soon. They would love to take that for themselves and kind of make that the final effort to move it into the base and end this game. But at the same hand, about 350 with that Radiance, now they can maybe get a Roshan a little quicker for themselves. It's a matter of being able to scout out the area and sneak one in. But I think Banner Spirit are a few steps ahead right now. Look at this. They're already paying a visit down by the Roshan pit. Scout out these wards. They might even consider doing it themselves.
Chicken MC's job is really hard now because he needs to just continually push out every single lane and make it so the Radiant can't ever profitably push in without like risking some of their own towers. While also clearing space for Roche for themselves. So he has to do like 3 or 4 heroes worth of jobs with this Radiance now. And they know that Roshan's up, and Dire are not really in position to deal with this.
Looks like Banner Spirit are going to make the push here along the bottom. Maybe just kind of clear things out in this bottom lane and make the rotation back to the Roshan this way, forcing ATF to address them in the base right over here. I'm getting like John Madden right now with these. You see, you're going to make over here the X's and O's are going to happen.
To be jumping.
Yeah. Now they're making a move.
Your Skype is dropping a little.
Oh, my Skype is dropping? Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can hear you, though. It's like skippy.
All right. Sorry. Hopefully my internet will stay online. In fact, I'm going to do one quick change here that will give me any sort of bandwidth if needed. Come on, baby. Meanwhile, they are going for the Roshan pit. Nothing's changed there. They're going to sneak one in themselves. Possible contention coming out here from the outskirts is about 350. Are considering contesting this Roshan here. Not that much damage on it. And Banner Spirit going to play it very safe. They pull back immediately here. Which is a smart choice because this fight in the Roshan pit could be the last one of the game if it goes very sour for about 350.
Yeah, I think they're looking to play safe. Ooh, they want to kill the bear. Resummon is available, but
they got it.
Making him use it is a big deal.
Yep.
They got it.
Now he won't have it for the next time,
it.
and that's an extra 300 gold.
Yeah. if they kill the bear again, like they have free Roche, they can probably break the base. That opens up a lot of opportunity for them. It's an important pickoff. People usually underestimate how important that is. Gyrocopter has actually skipped a hard damage item and finished his Satanic. I don't particularly love this, but it's still fine.
It's safe. I feel like it's pretty safe. Like, it's just like, I want to be able to have a lot of durability in these fights. I want to have the option of flipping up that emergency button and just kind of going ham in the middle of the fight. They probably don't feel too much contention with the survivability of about 350 squad. I think if he just kind of sits in the middle and puts them out. But they're going to go for a full smoke. I think they are feeling like PssT might be going for the Roshan pit here. They're making a surveillance. But they'll... Oh, man. He is on it with the game sense. Immediately scouts it out with the rocket, but he won't see him.
Yeah, he knows they're there.
But they know something's up.
There.
They know something's up right now.
Yeah, weird things are happening right now. I think they know they're there.
The air smells a little fishy right now. Something's happening. What is happening over here by the Roshan pit?
Yes. Look at Goody Goody's positioning himself, so if Puck blinks in, he has a free and skip.
Yeah, from the hill, too, and they won't be able to contest that. So they have great positioning right here. Ooh, clockwork. Do they have vision up here? No. But he's like... Yep, there we go. Now with the rocket they do jump in. They're going to get out the bear here. They're actually targeted down first right away. Light Magic getting drained, however. Eats the snowball. He might be taken down. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter breaks up the hill, laying down the call down, but Clockwork will fall. Meanwhile, he does eat a stun. They're going to have to step back. They're going to try to take him out on the road. The 2 did fall, but he did buy back. He will be shortly back in the fight, I'm sure. Soyan sleeps himself for a little bit extra time, but he takes down by the ward. Now the 2 eats the coil. Will this be a dieback? Nope, he's going to man up on Relic and rip him apart. Now runs up, manages to take out the other. Holy moly, 5-man wipe turnaround here. About 350. Get right back into it. Move right into the Roshan pit, Greg.
They tried to kill the bear. They didn't kill the bear. The Radiance destroyed them.
Bad engagement.
They're like besides Gyro, they're all very low HP. So that Radiance just like destroyed them.
That was very unfortunate.
All it took was like 2 heroes worth of focusing to actually kill Gyro.
He made a jump in right over here, caught out the bear, and then he couldn't decide if he wanted to commit fully on the bear and get it out right away or move over here. But the rest of the group were all waiting over here, and he already had blocked out his own team with the cog wall. So it was a pretty unfortunate misstep on an initiation for Earthspirit, but I don't think this puts him out of the game just yet, but it definitely breathes new life into Team About 350. They're definitely happy to take a full 5-man wipe and the Roshan.
Yeah, this is a step in the right direction for them. I mean, they're starting to work. The Lone Druid farm is actually starting to kick in now. You know, their plan's kind of working. It didn't really go according to plan, but, you know, eventually they got there. The 2's going for a BKB next, which should definitely help in these fights. He picked up the Aegis himself. Nayrok was the only one who really got, like, blown up there.
Yeah,
so,
it looked potentially good. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. It's also just really hard to fight Lone Druid Bear in these trees because he can stand, like, anywhere and burn the entire fight, so it's... You know, the Radiance damage is not to be underestimated. This bear is actually very farmed now, Basher as well.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, the happier they're going to be, too. I mean, Gyrocopter, don't get me wrong, is an excellent late gamer, but he did prolong his damage buildup. So he went more of that true survivability. Hopefully he can build up a little extra farm and begin to build a little bit more into that damage, maybe consider the thought of an MKB or maybe that Butterfly. Hopefully it'd be an MKB. I'd rather see more proficient damage there. But, oh, they're looking to make a go. The 2 has to be careful here. They can't quite get the Feed's grip. I don't know what happened there. He doesn't have a linkage.
Animation started.
Oh.
Animation started, but it's really hard to actually land that because as soon as the ball landing starts, you just lose priority.
Sword Spirit is probably going to be the trickiest one to grab up with that Fiend altogether. So, unable to catch that easy, quick pick off there. He wouldn't have had the buyback, so that would have been a pretty big victory right there for Earthspirit, but they're forced to pull back instead and just kind of go back in their typical farming rotation here. Now, we were talking about briefly there, Finnith. I'm hoping for the MKB. I mean, what do you think he's going to need to pick up now? He's about 2,500 gold in the bank, ready to invest into his next item, which will finish out probably his 6th slot there. Do you think you have any idea of what he might need to...
I mean, he needs more damage just to make Satanic better. The thing about Satanic is when you get it without damage, it doesn't actually do that much. Like, as an item, I don't like it this early because it's not nearly as effective. It's a natural progression because you already have the Helm, but sometimes it's not the best progression. I know, for instance, like, a lot of Luna players would get if you get Satanic in this slot. It's not nearly as good as getting Butterfly first and then Satanic. So
yeah, obviously
it's hard
you
to
want
say.
to be. You want
How
to
a
be.
Maelstrom? That's
Wait.
like,
Who just picked up
Luna
the
or the Lone Druid just bought a Maelstrom, which I don't honestly really understand. I mean,
the
I don't
Molgenaire
know why you
bonus,
wait
what
this
it goes
long.
into, is pretty nice. So I guess he's just kind of building towards that. But that's an RNG item, and as long as he gets his proper prayers into RNGesus, maybe he can get off that extra bit of damage spread. It does help with counter pushing, but I mean he's pulling out everything he can to put out that little bit of extra deeps.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the best thing for Radiant to do is. They really need like a good smoke gank, I think. But at the same time, the Dire are being very careful. They know that they can lose this game in the drop of the hat. But they're right on the brink of breaking it into their game, you know. The gold graph is starting to level out.
Ooh, the long jump from the 2! He's going to be able to get this Crystal Main relatively easy here, but he has no more mana. Hook shot to come in.
Wow!
The bodyguard!
Dude, he mech'd him to make him so he didn't die from the Orchid damage. Holy shit!
Light
He leaped over, mech'd him.
magic.
That was a Superman level play. Holy
Clockwork
shit.
jumps in, pops the mech, and saves her buddy, Crystal Maiden. Give that man the purple heart.
That was truly unbelievable. Like, he has the Axe now, so he didn't actually invest in that, but that's, you know, that kind of play takes a lot of awareness.
That White Knight right now. Jumping in, the Crystal Maiden, saving her at the last possible moment. The 2's got to be a little shaken up from that. There was a little bit of potential there to get the ball rolling in their favor. Right before that happened,
Just
wow.
fed the Aegis with Fiend's Grip.
well, they get the quick snag and the quick Aegis. Oh, they want to go back at it. The 2 jumps in a second time. He's going to try to go on last hit magic here, but last hit has got a lot of survivability. The mechanism is available. He pops it right there. Trapped out with the ice shards, however. Snowball in. It looks like they're going to have to abandon him. He tried to hook shot away, but couldn't quite catch it. He was pinging out from what was nearby friend here. It looks like Bane was nearby. He was going to try to hook shot out, but couldn't quite get it. And now, about Tree Fiddy, going to roll through this bottom lane.
It's possible he might have died anyway, even if he made it out from all the dot they had from Gale and stuff, but good attempt. I think he saved a couple of his teammates, if that's any consolation. But now the Dire, I think, are actually starting to become in the driver's seat. I mean, XP is almost leveled out. Gold is getting there. Gold will be pretty level once they knock down these 3 tier 2 towers. Because you kind of have to remember these tier 2s are always in the bank, as long as you don't like give up a Rax trying to get them.
Gyro was trying to make a sneak in the top lane to try to get a tower of their own, a little bit of that rat presence there. And we just saw it there in the bottom lane. That's what makes it so scary, and why both teams have to play so careful. If one thing goes awry and gets very sour, the other team is going to be able to take advantage and push very heavily. Either team will. So we saw it there in the bottom lane with the help of that Pugna the Bear. If they manage to get a hold and get the number game going in their favor after a fight, they'll push down any lane they want rather quickly. Same goes for this Gyrocopter. If they manage to pull out a fight, they'll be able to get control of the base rather quickly.
Yeah, both teams can still very easily win. We've gone from, you know, a huge advantage for PSST. Now it's extremely even. I mean, the net worth has evened up. Gyrocopter is still significantly in the lead, but like I said, the Satanic's actually not using like his full. You know, he's not getting his money's worth because he doesn't have a damage item.
You need more damage to get more life back.
Although he has almost 6,000 gold, so
and all these ancients to quickly take in. So this man has got some serious cash.
I wonder if he just
hand.
buys the rapier and they just win off the next Roche. That's a little risky, but it's definitely an option.
We've seen it done before in previous.
I mean,
more
rapier on
competitive
Gyro
games.
is extremely good.
Oh yeah,
like it's way better than any other hero. And for a while, it was just kind of the thing. Like you'd farmed up, you get like 2 survivability items, and you just buy a rapier with Roche, and then you win the game. Because there's like nothing they can do. They have to kill you twice with a rapier, which is basically impossible.
And they can get that Roach down quickly with the help of the rapier too. So I actually like that. I hope that's the case. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. Oh, jump into 2 once that puck, but the shift at the last second. Oh, nope, they're going to fight on it instead. Last hit, Magic jumps in and catches 2. The snowball to try to save him and gets out of the wall, but Magic will end up falling. Pugged on the outskirt doing a lot of damage. Bane taken apart right there, and so will the Tusk. It's a 2-for-1, a quick buyback to get Venomancer into it, but Gyrocopter doing serious work here. Chicken MC, can he get out? Nope, he can't. Orb to fly out. He's on his last legs here. Runs into a Crystal Main who actually happens to pick up a double kill. And Gem was dropped as well, making it a 2 for 4. An advantage for Ban Earthspirit. Is this enough though to push the lane?
Fields, yeah, I think so. In the big open fields like this, like just in the middle of the lane, no trees around, Radiant still have a huge advantage because then the Gyrocopter can get all the spells off, hit everyone with the flat cannon. It makes the last hit Magus job way easier to find the proper target to hook in on, and then Cogs, it makes the Bane's life easier because he can easily get vision on the person that he wants to Fiend's Grip. Fighting it like that is not at all good for the Dire, and unfortunately the Gyrocopter went with the safe choice of the Butterfly, but that's completely reasonable now that he's dealing with actual physical DPS.
So safe. So unlike our standard NA Dota that we're used to, at least in the good old NEL days. They're just going to actually take this one with a little more seriousness here. Going with the Butterfly, the extra evasion. But it is what it is. Gyrocopter will be able to survive a lot longer with the help of that evasion, and of course the output of extra damage with the additional agility doesn't hurt too much either. And yeah, with the riding off the back of that previous fight engagement, they push ahead 32-19. We'll take a moment to look over the goal graph. You can see it was slowly starting to work its way back towards about 350, but now it's right back up its rightful place at about 11k gold. And Gyrocopter and Puck are both leading the front as far as net worth. All momentum in their favor. It looks like they might consider waiting it out for the next Roche before pulling the trigger on getting into the base of about 350.
Yeah, for the Dire, that's just, those fights are really not what you want. When you have a Storm, you want to pick a hero and then maybe push for a fight like that, but straight on 5v5, Lone Druid's not nearly as good because the fights are generally way quicker. Lone Druid benefits from really long duration fights, and they didn't really get that. They also were not able to disable Relic's Blink Dagger before they went in there. So as soon as they went in, he phase shift and then blinked out, which was really nice.
He was able to evading sort of damage. The problem with Storm Spirit, he's a great pick-off style hero, but as it gets later in the game, you can kind of see the long ball lightning coming your way. It gives you an appropriate amount of time with some of these heroes to react accordingly, and Puck is one of the best at doing so with the help of that phase shift. So probably not the best target. Jump in. I could have sworn I heard a coil right there. Nope, it was just a fake out, I guess. No, it was a silence rather. Yeah. So they just kind of trading out here on the outskirts. About 350, holding strong here on the top of the hill. They're going to play it safe. Hope that Earthspirit maybe makes an engagement on the hill and overcommits, and they'll be able to catch him out. Maybe isolate him with the help of those ice shards, like they did previously. So
this is Ags Gaming. Ags Gaming for PssT. It looks like it's possible this Crystal Man might be going for an Ags as well. I mean, I think she is.
You got to be kidding me.
I don't know that. God,
why not a Blink Dagger, right? Oh well.
Yeah.
I would hope they could
go
really
for a little
see the point
for that.
But here we are. They're waiting for the Roche. I think about your Fiddy know it's coming. The wards are appropriately placed. Finish! Smells Venomancer wants to go. Light Magic jumps in. This is going to be a quick and easy pickoff. Big mistake. Venomancer venturing off on his own. Gets caught out easily. And now this
only
is
person on the Dire. Only person on the Dire that has buyback is the 2. This is something you definitely want to keep note of, because if they lose this fight, the game's over probably.
This might be their all or nothing here. They're thinking about making a move. Puck does pop the BKB. Oh, wow. Fiend's gripped. Pretty ballsy choice there. Giz get taken down by the bear. Now they make a jump and take down 2. 2 does use his buyback. Pugna eating a lot of damage, trying to drain it out, but will be taken down. Crystal Main with a full freezing field does serious work. Now Philin, ready to lay out heavy damage. Chicken MC will fall, picks a double kill. And this has got to be it. The 2, the last remaining survivor after his buyback, makes a retreat to the base. And this looks like the beginning of what could be the end as they begin to push up the mid lane hill.
They smartly just push straight in here. They know that there's probably no buybacks. They've been stretched so thin the whole game. The 2 already bought back. The hero that was likely to have it already used it, so this is a smart move. They're going to easily get this Rax here. We'll see if they can push it further. The respawns are actually not that long off. Nayrok's about to come back up, but unfortunately he and the 2 can't really do anything.
No, they're going to have to hand over this Rax obviously very quickly. I don't know if Earthspirit are going to commit to trying to go for a second set. That looks like that might be the case. Oh, wow, jump on the 2. Can they hold him in place? Oh, the nice bump back here. Wow, so much damage. The 2 unable to get away. That's got to be it. Now they're going to go for their second set of Rax here. They should be able to get it as everyone's still dead. Only a lonely Venomancer lives, and man, I think what happened there in the end is about 350, their best positioning was to hang out in the base and wait for them to overcommit, but the best way for Earthspirit to get the fight going was to bring the fight to them, and what better way than trying to go for the Roche. They went for the Roche, trying to draw Bo3 Fiddy out of the base. They fell for it. Venomancer got caught out, and that was just the beginning of the end from there.
Clockwork Hook goes through BKB. With the Aghanims, he abused that real hard against the two, and that was able to get the first kill and the second kill on him. So.
Wow, so the first time in a long time, we're actually going to take this ahead into a Game 3. Ban Earthspirit, run it back, and tie things